political discussion. Okay, new news are surfacing, but the biggest news is the tariff list that United States is releasing in a phase manner. First phase of tariff release, second phase of tariff release, like that. So first phase of the tariff release has been released, and 14 countries are in that list, and that was released on 7th. That was released. Okay, so that was released on the 7th of July. Today is 9th of the July, and today is the day which is the end of 90 days extension that was provided on 9th of April 2025, where tariff list for the all countries around the world who do trade with the United States, tariff list for them for every country was released, and it had to come into effect on the 9th of the April. 90 days extension or 90 days postponement. It was declared on 9th of the July, that is today. Now that list had to come into the effect, but rather than making the older list coming into the effect, American President Donald Trump, he has decided to uh, reissue. So reissue the list. So not the old list, reissue the means issue a new list. A new list. Not all the countries are coming into the one go. Last time when all the country list was declared in one go, the equity market, it fell more than $3 trillion, I believe, in one day. So in that fashion, phase by phase, the country list are being released now. 14 country list is already out, and out of them 10 are from Asia. Japan, South Korea, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and then Malaysia, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and Kazakhstan. 10 countries from Asia, and all are neighboring country of China. Two countries from Europe, Bosnia Herzegovina and Serbia. They are also completely attached to China. Sometime back we had given a news that under one belt, one road, China is building infrastructure projects in Serbia. So Serbia and Bosnia Herzegovina, that also got declared. South Africa is anyway, it is a founding member of BRICS nation. So in African continent, South Africa and Tunisia. So more or less all are ally of, or they either they are ally of China or they are neighbor of China. Means whatever the tariff list that is being released, it is completely centered on the China. Okay, it has nothing to do with any country. It is completely, if anything comes to any other country, it is its luck only. Like there is a day that two bulls are fighting. There are two bull or two bulls are making head-on collision with each other. They are fighting in some market, typically in India, and then some blood is spilling over from their body or head because they are making head-on collision. There is a fox nearby, and it is trying to try its luck, and it is coming in between to lick the blood, and it is getting hit by both the bull, and it is dying at the spot only. This is what is going on now. There is a direct collision that is going on between America and China. And in that collision, there are many countries they are coming in between, like the fox, it came. Okay, in that fashion, there is a country called Bangladesh. In the earlier list, the tariff on the Bangladesh was 37%, 37%. Now the tariff on the Bangladesh is 35%, more or less same, nothing changed. But this time it is different. This time it is more or less the China is considered into the picture now. Since Bangladesh is completely attached to the China, Bangladesh comes under one belt, one road initiative. Means lot of infrastructure development is happening in Bangladesh from China, Sri Lanka also. Anyway, in that fashion, 35% tax has been imposed on the Bangladesh. Bangladesh is deeply crying now. And the idea is that none of the Chinese company, they should export their product from Bangladesh. Since Bangladesh is a friend country of China, if they put less tax on Bangladesh, then right now there is 30% tax on China. If they impose less tax on Bangladesh, kind of 10% or 20% tax, then Chinese company they will export product to the America made in Bangladesh. That this is what they are doing. To avoid that, now all the friend of China or all the neighbor of China, friend of China, more or less they are being charged at 30% or more than that, and that under that wrath, under that a very dramatical, very dramatical political scenario Bangladesh has come underneath it. Now Bangladesh is a fox in between two bull, and that is China and United States. What is problem with the Bangladesh? Bangladesh is a country which all its export, 80% of the Bangladesh export, it depends upon the garment export, cloth export, t-shirt, jacket, made up of the jute, made up of the a kind of bamboo cloth made up from the bamboo or made up from the cotton. 80% of the Bangladesh export is dependent upon garment. In that 18%, 18% of the export goes to America. 80% of Bangladesh export is dependent upon the garment industry. And in 80% total Bangladesh export is on garment industry. And among the garment industry export, 18% of the export is going to America. I have personally seen in United States most of the t-shirt, shirt, jeans pant, jacket, it will be written made in Bangladesh. Okay, made in Bangladesh. Now, Bangladesh, when 35% tax has been imposed on Bangladesh, I believe in the Joe Biden government, it was much less. I believe it was 15% or less than that. Now, with 35%, there is a huge noise in Bangladesh. 44 million people. Bangladesh population is around 140 million people. In 140 million people, 4 million people they are connected to garment industry in Bangladesh. Now the Bangladesh garment that will reach into United States market, they will be pretty costlier now. There is a high chance that consumer out there they would prefer buying other countries' garment. United States it import 90% of its garment from the outside only. Means United States does not manufacture garment. It import more or less 98%. In that in that 10% comes from Bangladesh. From the American import point of view, 10% of the garment it comes from Bangladesh. And from Bangladesh point of view, out of all garment export, 18% goes to America. How much is this? This is around $9 billion. Around 8.5 or $9 billion is the cloth export, a garment export of Bangladesh to United States. That is very big amount. If I assess the more or less the total export of Bangladesh, it will come between 50 billion to 60 billion dollars. In that, around 40 billion dollar, more or less, 40 billion dollar is the garment export of Bangladesh. In that, 18% is going to America, and whatever the garment America is importing, 10% comes from the Bangladesh. Now there is a huge noise, a huge kind of suffocacy. People are means there the government is suffocating now. There is a huge suffocacy because more or less, if I say 18% of the total garment export, then it will come more or less 14 to 15% of the total export of Bangladesh. 14 to 15% is going to America. If they are losing 14 to 15% export, then it is big loss to the Bangladesh. Now, what is the fate of 4 million people? They are employed in the garment industry of the Bangladesh anyway. That is a concern that is being raised to the Bangladesh anyway. So this is called side. America is not against Bangladesh. There is a US aid program and there are many programs that used to run in Bangladesh specifically. Bangladesh is a big partner of America. In America provide FMF program. This is what I wanted to say. FMF program, foreign military funding. In that they sense Bangladesh military, they get trained from the American military. If I say Bangladesh become independent country, then it is on shoulder of United States only. That much Bangladesh is near to America. If 35% tax has been imposed on Bangladesh, this proves that how serious United States, if China is concerned. Whoever is allied with, you cannot be allied with America and China now. That is the blueprint now. You cannot be allied with any country with NATO and any country with the BRICS nation now. Now there is a big polarization that is going on worldwide. You have to align with only one. Okay, if that is the case of Bangladesh, and because it is allied to China, penalty has been imposed on the Bangladesh. The idea is that no Chinese companies should export product to United States through Bangladesh, and then 35%. Anyway, now the question is arising. Now everywhere the hidden fact is what will happen to India. India is a country which is actively looking into the tariff list now. So that India has declared that 0% tariff on the American product entering into the India. In that sense, what will happen to India? How much tariff will be imposed on the Indian product entering into America when has declared 0% tariff American product entering into India? Now everyone is waiting for that. No need to wait for it. India will also fall in the equation of two bulls fighting with each other, that is China and America. Now America would assess now, India is pro-China or pro-America. India is pro-BRICS nation or pro-NATO nation. In that fashion, the fate of India will be decided. And it has decided. Anyway, Indian Prime Minister is hovering in the America only, and last night the news came that the highest civilian award of Brazil has been granted to Indian Prime Minister. Means he is there only. I believe he would be now in Namibia or somewhere else. Means he is hovering there only, so that he can change the whatever is tariff list, whatever the tariff percentage that will be announced for India. But more or less it is announced now. If war is going between America and China, trade war is going on, then India will come under a situation where India is a neighboring country of China. If 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 America shows 0% tariff on Indian product, India is means Indian Prime Minister or Indian present government, it is so greedy. It is so greedy that it will shake hand with the America also, it will shake hand with the Chinese companies also. Now all Chinese companies, they will push their product to India to make a stamp there made in India, and then they will export to the America. India will get some kind of levy or some kind of whatever someone comes to mind, he can think about. Okay, so some kind of side money they will take from the Chinese company. To avoid that, now America has to put higher tax on India, being neighbor of China. I believe it will come in the range of 26-27% only. What was declared in the April time frame, I believe so. Anyway, what is other sign that India is not going to get a special treatment, privileged treatment. This is called privileged treatment from the America. America has now, Donald Trump, now he has announced that there will be a new tariff now, tariff on the product, 50% tariff on the copper product. Right now, for the aluminum and steel, 50% tariff is there on all the countries. Now, copper is added there. Copper and copper made products, 50% tariff will be applicable if they enter into American market. India is one of the country which pushes lot of copper and copper product into America. India's all copper, India's all copper export is $2 billion. All copper export of the India is $2 billion. In that, 18% of the copper and copper product goes to United States only. 18% of the Indian copper export. Around $360 million copper goes to America every year. And in that fashion, 50% tariff will be very high. It will put some pressure on the Indian copper industry. This is the one blow on India. More or less, it looks like that America is targeting India. There is another proof in pharmaceutical area. Pharmaceutical means medicine, whatever the medicine America imports. In that, the India is one of the largest exporter of the uh, pharmaceutical material or item product into America. How much India export pharmaceutical material to India? $10 billion. India exports $10 billion pharmaceutical product into America every year, and that account to 40% of the net total pharmaceutical export of the India. Means more or less India export more than $20 billion pharmaceutical product around the globe. In that 40%, that is $10 billion goes to United States only. In that, United States has imposed 200% tariff. Can someone believe this? What was the tariff till now? Till now, it was 10% basic tariff was there on pharmaceutical also. Prior to that, in Joe Biden government, it was even less. 10% to 200%. $10 billion is the export. 200% means just think that how much price will go up. Now, how consumer in United States they will afford, or companies in the United States they are buying pharmaceutical prerequisite precursor or the product from India. Now they will get at 3 times, 4 times higher. In that fashion, certainly they will avoid purchasing from India. This is a big blow to India now. It looks like the pharmaceutical tariff that is 200% and copper tariff 50%. It is more or less, it is slapped on the Indian face only. Mean Donald Trump is saying India to get ready now. That 0% tariff era is over. Means Donald Trump administration, it is not in any mood to kind of to live any mood to kind of become a loose couple, in any mood to become a lightweight with any country who is in any fashion who is aligned with the China. India is aligned with the China in BRICS nation. India is founding member of BRICS nation. Lot of trade happens between India and China. In that fashion, India is connected to China, and if India is connected to China, then America is now hot with the India. So this is what is the kind of people would expect, that this is what it is expected to the India. I believe 26 to 27% tariff it will be imposed on India, and this will be a red mark on Indian Prime Minister for 5 nation tour. More or less, he was focusing on America only. Okay, anyway, today is Wednesday, and today's 7 countries list will be released in the morning time frame, and few country list will be released in the evening time frame. Everyone is waiting for the India, and I believe for the China it will be same 30% and 10%. What is it is China? It will remain like that only. But India will certainly, it will not be 0 or 10%. It will be higher than 25% only. Anyway, let's see which all 7 countries or more than that debt will be issued on Wednesday. Today is Wednesday and it is evening time out here. It will be morning time in the Washington DC. So that will be released there. That is the first thing, that which 7 countries. Is it again that countries who are near and dear to China? And then how much levy or how much tariff that will be imposed on them? Let's wait and watch, because this tariff list is, first of all, immediately it will give pressure on the equity market, and later it will change the shape of the trade world, diplomatic world, political world, military world, everything it will change. Let's wait and watch.